An historic day for Australian television.
Welcome to the very first episode of The Nation. It's so good to be back at Channel 9. We enter another great, exciting chapter in our relationship. I've been made to feel very welcome on my return, although I did notice the week before my first episode goes to air, James Packer did sell another 25%. Thanks a lot, James. Feel really good about that. I was warmly welcomed out the front of the studio by a lot of fans. Can we cut to the camera just outside the studio? There they are. As I make my way back to GTV 9. It's fantastic to be here. Coming on up on tonight's show, Peter Garrett will be with us. Give him a round. It's thank you very much. Yeah, it's World Environment Day, so it's a special day. We'll get him out here to pick his brains on that very topic. Lisa McCune will be joining us a little later on. Lovely Lisa McCune. Stephen Curry is helping us out all night with some sketches and some stuff. And then we've got our exciting cast of regulars: Akmal Saleh, Jackie O doing some entertainment, Gary Eck, Nikki Osborne, Tiffany Cherry with sport, and Paul Khalija helping us out. But first, here's the big news. Paris Hilton has surrendered herself to prison authorities and begun her 23-day jail term. Officials have said they may have to rethink their policy on her conjugal visits after word got out quickly. They're out there in sleeping bags the night before, apparently. Pakistan cricket coach Bob Woolmer was originally thought to have been murdered during the World Cup in the West Indies, but the investigation by the Jamaican police has concluded that he died of natural causes. Here's how they released the latest findings. He's not murdered. He's clearly not murdered. David Hicks has made his return from Guantanamo Bay and was escorted to his Adelaide prison cell amongst some of the highest security this country has ever seen. The Nation microphones picked up his initial reaction to being back on home soil.
No, not Adelaide! Take me out of here! I want to go back to Guantanamo! This place freaks me out! No, not Adelaide!
Adelaide creeps him out, apparently. Prefers it in Guantanamo. Earlier this week, David Hicks' kids said they are willing to meet up with their father when he gets out. Yeah, I'm not so sure they'll want to when they see what he got them when he came back from Guantanamo. Have a look at these. This is a beauty. My dad went to Guantanamo Bay and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. And one of my favourites, Daddy's Little Terrorist. You... David, always thinking he is. Disgraced businessman and former TV funny man Steve Vizard has just sold his house for $18 million. Yeah, there's a photo of it. I think we've got a shot from another angle as well. Former TV funny man and disgraced businessman. That's how I want to be introduced one day. Damn it. With an election looming, politics is certainly heating up and the mud is beginning to fly. Kevin Rudd's wife, Theresa Rain, is still defending her company's workplace practices after it was found that a company she'd acquired had underpaid its workers. Here at The Nation, we managed to get hold of some footage of the workplace in question. Work choices. That's how it's working out, people. His wife's problems have kept the spotlight off Kevin Rudd, who has been vigorously defending himself against accusations he has been meeting people of questionable character. I caught up with him earlier today. Mr Rudd, thanks for your time. Mr Rudd, you've admitted taking a meeting with Brian Burke in Western Australia. What about these fresh allegations that you went to a titty bar with the lazy gardener Don Burke?
That is an absolute falsehood. These questions were asked to me by the Australian newspaper in November last year, and on the record in the National Daily, it's plainly printed that I've said there that I had meetings with Mr Burke.
Well, what actually happened at the titty bar?
We got 20 or 30 people around the table. There's lots of toing and froing. I can't recall all of that.
Did you touch the titty dancer at any stage?
What I've said, I can't recall that.
Mr Rudd, I'd like to show you this can of paint stripper. Now, I want you to think very carefully before you answer this question. What do you think that could do?
And I predict that'll take some paint off. Fair bit, I'd imagine.
Mr Rudd, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having us on the program, Kerry.
It's Nick, actually. It's Nick Malloy. Someone has to ask the hard questions, Australia. And John Howard hasn't escaped scrutiny either. It was revealed recently that a porn mogul, Scott Phillips, was among 20 guests who enjoyed a lavish 2-hour meal with the Prime Minister at the Nation Winery in July 2004. Who knew the PM's into porn? What would a porn night be like at Currabilly House? He used the phrase "great work," which I like a lot. Osama bin Laden's supporters recently joined in the celebrations for his 50th birthday. Well, I'm guessing it wasn't a surprise party. I mean, how would you know where to go? And the video of his birthday party has just been released on the Al Jazeera network. We managed to get hold of it, so let's take a look.
He's an evil fella, he's an evil fella, and so say all of us.
All right, well, you can get fucked for starters, Hakeem. Righto, we all know why we're here. It's for the big man Osama's 5-0. Oh, Jesus. Abdul, you are a dickhead. Oh. Right. Settle it down. OK. Now, who would have thought that Osama would ever even make it to 50? I personally... Oh, jeez! Abdul, you're a dickhead. Just cut it out. Oh, sorry, guys. Look, there is one story I wanted to tell about Osama. No, I want to tell this one. It's a cracker. This one involves Osama and a certain young lady. No. Right? I don't think we all know. I give up. I give up. Let's just whack the George Bush pinata.
They seem very drunk for people who shouldn't be drinking alcohol. There you go. Melbourne gay pub The Peel can now legally refuse entry to patrons who are not gay following a landmark legal ruling this week. You know what? They didn't need to go to court. If you want to stop heterosexual men coming to your pub, just serve light beer. Thank you. I'm very proud. Light beer. I'm very proud. Paris Hilton is spending her second night in jail. We're crossing now to the visitor's room where she's talking to one of her first visitors. Let's take a look.
My cellmate is like such a bitch. I had to complain to this guard about her. Oh, he's totally hot, by the way. Oh, the food is so gross. And they don't even have a low-carb option. So if I'm not careful, I could end up looking like Jessica Simpson. I know. She's really fat at the moment. Poor John Mayer. How could you pork that? Oh, the clothes? They're... Ugh. Stripes is so last season. Oh, could you just hold on one moment? I've got another call coming through. Oh, shut up. That's hot. No, that's hot. No, that's hotter than hot. What's hotter than hot?
I have no idea. I hope the jail isn't paying by the minute for those calls. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'll be joined on the desk by Akmal Saleh. Don't go. Welcome back to the nation. Coming up in the next break, we're going to have Peter Garrett. I'm very excited to have him
not Peter Garrett.
on the program. No, but you are bald.
I am.
So
I could be Peter Garrett's penis.
that's going to be my first question when he comes out here. Hey, welcome back to the nation. I've been joined live on the desk by Akmal Saleh. Make him welcome. How are you, honey? Good, Nick. What are you bringing to the table tonight, sir?
Well, we can't really avoid Paris, really.
No, we can't.
It's a big story. It really is a lot bigger than it deserves to be. I mean,
Sure.
really, what is it? It's just a chick that got busted drink driving, you know. But the fact that she's Paris Hilton, you know, she's heir to the Hilton dynasty.
Yeah.
No one would really care if she was called Paris Best Western. or Paris Frankston Motoring.
No.
No one really cares. You know who I'm really worried about? I'm worried about her dog Tinkerbell. Because, well, you know, I think if Paris is going to go to prison, I think Tinkerbell should also, if she's a loyal dog, should go to dog prison. And I mean, it's tough.
Bold move.
It's a big move, but it's tough for. I mean, it's tough for a pretty dog in dog prison. You know, it's it won't take long before she becomes some Rottweiler's bitch. I think maybe she could, for her own protection, she could maybe just stay in a little handbag, maximum security handbag, designer handbag. But the other weird story this week was the
Weirder
guy.
than that. Weirder than doggy prison.
Doggy, we've always had doggy prison. It's just that it's not called that. It should be though.
Okay.
I think the guy who woke up after 19 years in a coma.
Yes, this is the Polish guy who spent 19 years in a coma, woke up.
And it must be a real head spin, man. Like, he's 1988. The world was so different. I mean, it's like, there was violence in the Middle East. Bert Newton was still on TV. And the President of the United States was senile. I mean, 1988, man, John Farnham was starting his first farewell tour. But apparently, when he woke up, one of the first things he did was he turned on the TV and he watched an episode of Big Brother and then asked someone to hit him on the head again.
Do you know what the first thing he said when he woke up after 19 years?
What?
Oh, just another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what he would surely have said. He's out there.
And maybe press the snooze button and slip for another 10 years.
Do you know that's 19 years of getting the away teams in your tipping competition?
Oh,
That is...
And talk about
terrible.
Talk about a morning bad breath. My God, after 19 years of bad breath. But speaking of Big Brother...
Yes, you mentioned Big Brother.
See that seamless
Until I
link
interrupted.
there? Thank
Yeah.
you. No, not a problem. It's your show, Mick.
Thank you, mate. As long as we understand each other.
Big Brother's controversy this year, of course, is Emma's dad, who sadly passed away.
Yep.
And it's funny to me. Big Brother is like an extension of the world at large. I think we're all a part of a Big Brother episode, and Emma's dad just got evicted. Wait. Don't you? God just came to him and said, "You have 30 seconds to leave your body." Yes, this is where it goes horribly wrong.
Keep pursuing this,
Yeah,
Akmal.
no, it's going well. I think it's
very
going well. But,
Did you notice how Zoo magazine have treated the news of Emma's father's death very well? Here's pictures of Emma in Zoo magazine last week, and here they are this week. So... They've done the right thing there, haven't they?
Very classy.
It's a very classy show, yeah.
But I mean, I wonder how they're going to break the news. Maybe they can do it in an entertaining, Big Brother style way. Maybe Big Brother comes out and says, "This is Big Brother. Everyone whose dad is still alive to the diary room." Emma, where do you think you're going? But the other thing, it is, yes, I admit it's bad taste, but that's the...
You just don't care, do you?
No, I do, but that's the reality of reality TV. It's, you heard, of course, about the show in the Netherlands where it was...
the kidney organ donor show.
Yeah, it was proved to be a hoax. The idea was the person who wins gets a kidney and the others have to die. What's that going on now? Is that
That's the show.
Oh, that's the show.
The actual show.
That's it, yeah.
What, do you think I'm watching another station over here, man? On the Monitors Act, Mal.
It's Big Brother. I know when you get bored, you can just turn on Foxtel. Have the footy on.
No flipping.
But you know, it was designed to highlight the shortage of kidney donors, right? But which is true. I don't know if you heard this. In England, they're now breeding pigs, especially for that reason, so they can kill them, remove their hearts, and implant them into people with bad hearts, which I find really ironic, because I'm pretty sure that's, it was the pigs that caused the heart problems in the first place. With their fried bacon and pork chops. I was there. But the whole reality TV thing is going to have to go to the next level. It's going to have to, like I've got some thoughts, I've got some ideas for reality shows. What about this? It has to go to extreme. It has to be a little bit bad taste. What about this? What about Pet Survivor? Right? Pet Survivor. You get 7 people, each with their pet, and you put them on a desert island. You don't give them any food or water. And the last one that eats their pet wins a Ford Festiva. No, but our Jackie O was involved, of course, in Australian Princess.
She was indeed.
Which was a pretty good show. But if you don't know, the show was basically the idea was they get 20 bogan chicks, and they fly them to London to teach them how to be more regal and royal. Yes. And the one that is deemed the most regal and royal becomes the Australian princess, which is a fantastic idea. I reckon a better idea would have been the other way around, right? Go to London, get 20 princesses from the palace, you fly them over to Melbourne, they're going to live in Frankston for a year, they're going to get a deadbeat boyfriend who sucks on bongs all day, they're going to apply for the doll, and the last one that gets pregnant wins a Ford Festiva.
Thank you. Admiral Salo, we love his stuff. You're very good. Thanks for popping by and disgusting us.
Anytime.
With your latest ruminations. Hey, while I've got you here, it's great. Have you been wandering around Channel 9? Have been wandering down the corridors? It's very exciting.
I've been loitering, yes.
To be back on deck. You run into stars and people we've grown up with. I ran into Lavinia Nixon. Now, Lavinia Nixon, as we all know, is one of this... She's Australia's little sweetheart. Look, there she is there. She's so sunny, she's smiley, she's bright. We love her dearly. I'm a bit concerned.
It's always those ones you've got to watch out for.
I'm a bit concerned about her. I saw her in the corridor, and I think she might be having a kind of Britney-style breakdown.
Really?
Do you notice anything weird? We're following around with a spy camera. Have a look at this. This is very interesting. This is just minutes ago. What the?
This has gone mental.
Peter's clearly distressed. I mean, what's that? That was a random, unprovoked attack.
It's always the least you expect.
This is kind of, I don't know, Bert's had a tough week anyway, but you just... That's not the Lavinia I've come to know and love.
It's just not right.
I don't...
She's more attractive than Bert.
She is more attractive than Bert. Now, this is disturbing. Have a look at this.
Lavinia, sorry to interrupt. Just wondering, with your coffee order, double decaf soy latte, thanks.
Yeah, because I've got...
Was that with sugar that you have?
No, with honey.
With honey?
So, I do have to be gone by about 3:30.
Do you want that right now?
Can you just hold on for one moment?
No!
Was it with honey?
No!
I never would have believed it.
It just disturbs me a lot. Hey, the other thing you'll notice is a lot of the big brass are back from overseas. They've just been to LA where they're trying to get a raft of new programs to turn Channel 9 around, and I saw a few. They're very happy with the programs they brought back, but I thought I'd do my bit and try and provide a few more pilots for the 9 network to help them in their ratings battle. And I've come up with a couple. Do you mind telling me what you think of these? Absolutely. You know the American Apprentice? It's Donald Trump, the Apprentice.
You're fired.
You're fired, that guy. Well, I thought I'd do one with more attuned to the sensibilities of an Australian apprentice. Have a look at this. Kev, you're the project leader. The task was to set fire to Davo's pubic hair with a match in a can of WD-40. What went wrong?
Okay, now firstly, The can of WD-40 was Chooker's responsibility. How the hell was I supposed to know that the can was empty?
Hey, and I was putting super glue on the toilet seat. If Davo had a sat on it, everything would have been fine.
Tazza, what were you doing?
I had the lid toilet roll, ready to roll under the dunny door.
Kev, this is the second time we've seen you in here. Last time you were leader, all you had to do was lock Pendo in the Portaloo and push it over. You got that wrong, you got this wrong. Davo's pubes are still intact. Kev, you're fired. He didn't take it very well, did he? No. He didn't take it very well. Another show, we all know and love the guys at Working Dog. Hello, guys. They've got a show on another network, thank God you're here, which is going very well. I'm a bit upset with the guys because I think they pinched it from an idea I've been peddling for quite some time. Have a look at this.
Well, it's time to go in, Steve.
Righto. Okay, thank you. I think I'm going to need it. All right.
Where the fucking hell have you been?
I don't know, just down at the pub with my mates for a few days. Jesus. Why is that even funny?
We've all seen it. We know and love it. Some other pilots are Everybody Hates Gandhi. That's what I'm really trying to get across the line at the moment. KFC Miami, which is crime and a bucket of chicken meld in a terrifying blancmange, and my new one, Ugly Mickey, which is coming up soon. Thank Akmal Saleh. We'll be coming back after the break. Peter Garrett, don't go away. Welcome back to the Nation. Coming up shortly, Jackie O with entertainment. But our next guest is a passionate campaigner for the environment and is also one of the country's most recognised rock vocalists. In the 1980s, he was a driving force behind the Nuclear Disarmament Party and later served 2 terms as president of the Australian Conservation Foundation. He's been honoured with an Order of Australia and is currently the Shadow Minister for Climate Change, Environment, Heritage and the Arts, and is also a pretty mean dancer. Please welcome Peter Garrett. Thanks for joining us on our first show.
Mate, great to be here and I hope it goes really well for you.
Well, you're on a pretty big day. This is World Environment Day, isn't it? A few years ago, probably would have passed by unnoticed. Environment means everything today. How should we be celebrating World Environment Day? What should we be thinking about?
Mate, you're absolutely right. It's been a day which has grown in strength from year to year, partly, I think, because we recognise the environment's super important to us. We've got to make sure that we look after this environment so it looks after us. I think because we've got climate change and global warming out there, they're big issues which we've got to address, and people are aware of that, kids are aware of that, mums and dads are aware of it. And I also think that we sort of know that a part of what we are as Aussies is our environment. You know, it's the Great Barrier Reef, it's the coast, it's the Great Ocean Road, it's bits of the Kimberley. You know, they sort of make up our national character. We've got to look after those places. Sure. Now, this is going to be a big ticket item on the election, which we know is coming up, probably November. I mean, once upon a time, being Minister for Water was a doddle, wasn't it? You didn't have to do much at all, but now it's beautiful. I got water. You know, fantastic. But now that'd be... It's a hot item. I mean, has the government been slow to get to this? I mean, your bona fides are well known and you've been pushing this for a long time. Have they only recently arrived at the conclusion that this is now a big issue? Yeah, look, I think the government's been very slow, Mick. I think the other thing that's happened, though, is we've had a very tough drought. Plus, we've had climate change, which has made it hotter and drier. Yep. And if you look at the fact that Australia, like over the last summer season, was a country which had very little water flowing down its big river systems. A lot of problems with irrigators and farmers getting water onto their crops. Capital cities, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, you know, with water shortages. Well, we know you're anti-dams. I mean, the Franklin's flowing freely. But I'm showering in a bucket
What can we do about this? This is the big issue of the day, isn't it, water?
Yeah, look, water's going to be really important. Look, we've got to use it more wisely. We're really pretty wasteful users of water in the past. We've taken it for granted. I mean, look at what blokes do in the morning, you know. They get up and really good water down the dunny. We shouldn't do it. And
That's true.
Yeah, we should. Water tanks, you know. I mean, I think a lot of people are starting to put water tanks next to their houses so we can use more stuff that we catch off the roof.
We're at stage 4 water restrictions mostly around the country. I've had a look at the stages coming up. They're fairly tough. Can I walk you through these? This is interesting. Stage 5, introduction of the quarter flush. That's surely going to make it tough. Stage 6, pregnant women whose water breaks will be accused of being a wally with water. These are tough stages to go through. Stage 7, Jesus to turn wine back into water. Things are looking bleak. Stage 8, baptisms on odd days only. I could go on. And I probably will later. This is the bigger bottom. Malcolm Turnbull, what is he genuine about this? When did he come to the environment table?
Well, look, Mr Turnbull was a merchant banker before he came into the Parliament. I think one of the...
It's a natural progression, isn't it?
Well...
To merchant banker, environmental warrior. You know, we've seen it all before.
Yeah, look, Mick, I think the thing about water is that Aussies have taken for granted the fact that we've had a heap of it, or we thought we have, particularly on the East Coast. We haven't got so much inland. We really do need to look after our water better, but we need to do quite a bit of stuff better. I mean, we've had, like, 212, 13, 14 years of clearing the joint down, of taking it for granted that we've got this wonderful environment, we need to look after it. And I think with water, just as we've got stuff with energy, we should be supporting cleaner, renewable energies. More solar energy is a thing which we think is really important to do.
The Prime Minister came out today and said the Labor Party was going to put a rock star in charge of economic policy. Does that offend you? Personally, I'm glad it's not Brian Mannix, but... does that offend you in any way? What's he trying to do there? Ridicule you in terms of your...
Yeah, look, I just think it's part of the political debate. I mean, the approach that I brought to it when I came from the oils to working on ACF to coming into Parliament was... I came in because I really believed that we needed to get some things done for the country, and it really is about the guts of policy. And there's a lot of toing and froing, and there's a lot of political debate, and there's a lot of, if you like, the criticism that goes with it. And
you said scaremongering. You used the phrase scaremongering today. You said the Prime Minister was scaremongering, and I want to show you some footage of the Prime Minister. Is this guy scary? Can we have a look? There they are at their own conference. Hello. He's got the public transport head wobble going there, hasn't he?
Well, I think, look, the thing we'd say is that, you know, you've had 11 years to do something about climate change. What have you done? When we recognise what a huge problem it is, and there are climate change solutions, why don't we get stuck into putting them into place? And his answer is to make us scared of the fact that we actually think that he should do something about climate change because we're going to do something about it.
OK, we're going to move forward. You're looking forward to election. Is this your first election?
No, I did the last one.
Oh, you did the last election? See, I've done my research here at the Nation. We know exactly what we're talking about. You'd be used to that. It'd be like going on tour, wouldn't it? This would be like a lock up your daughter's election or something like that. The glass spider election.
Well, I'm not going to crack a joke on telly. More like lock up your shopping centre, but... sorry.
I've got you.
No, look... one of the things that happens in elections is that you get to engage with every Aussie that's got an interest in whether you win or lose. And it's actually really, really good because people come and they're very open and honest with you. They tell you what they think and they tell you what they want you to do. And so you're kind of like out there and you hear from folk, and I reckon that's the best part of the job.
Well, good luck. We love to know you're out there at the helm. Can I just say something? 1098, 10 to 1, the album, is one of my favourite albums of all time. It was just brilliant. It was a seminal album for me because I was in Year 12 at the time, and any of those songs take me back to a certain place and time immediately. Can I just show you a little bit of you in full flight here in Power and the Passion? Let's take a quick look. Now, Peter, I want you to do me one favour. If you ever cross the floor in Parliament... Could you do it like that? Could you promise me you'd do it like that? Please thank him very much, Peter Kerr. You're a wonderful man. Congratulations and good luck in the election. We will be back with Edgar Smith and Jackie O after this. Well, welcome back to the Nation. Time to talk entertainment, and who better to do that with than the nation's own Jackie O, crossing live now to LA. Are you there, Jackie?
Hey, Mick.
How's it going over there? Now, look, I know you've been busy and you've been to the MTV Awards. Let's start there. What happened over there?
Okay, well, of course, you would have heard absolutely that Paris Hilton has already gone into jail. She was at the MTV Awards last night. I saw her there, but she went straight after the MTV Awards and checked herself in. We're all expecting her to do it tomorrow, so it was a big surprise that she did that on the sly. But when I saw her there, Mick, she seemed a little upset, to be honest, and I'm not surprised because the host, Sarah Silverman, had a real dig at her in her opening monologue, and according to a lot of the celebrities in the room, it was a very uncomfortable thing to watch because a lot of people thought it was a bit nasty. Let's take a look.
The judge says that it's going to be a no-frills thing, and that is ridiculous. She is totally going to get special treatment. As a matter of fact, I heard that to make her feel like more comfortable in prison, the guards are going to paint the bars to look like penises. I think it's wrong, too. I just worry that she's going to break her teeth on those things. Anyway. Oh, sweetie.
Did not look entirely comfortable with proceedings there. No wonder she went straight to jail. Do not pass go.
I can tell you, Mick, that straight after the award ceremony, she went to her parents' house and she spent about an hour with them. And to avoid the media scrum, which she was so desperate to avoid, what she did was they transported her to the men's prison and they took her underground, and then they got a police van to then escort her over to the female prison.
She would have had the time of her life at that men's prison, I'm guessing. Would have been a little treat for her before
I know,
she went
apparently they were in for a treat.
I can tell you that she's still wearing her makeup from the MTV Awards because she's not allowed to bring makeup in with her, so she's trying to keep it on for as long as possible. But according to the security guard, she's really very calm and she's not teary or anything. She's being very polite, and she's obviously keen for no photos to be released of her while she's in prison, because I do believe that security guards are aware that if they get a shot of her in her cell, it can fetch up to about $500,000. So that's a lot of money. I know the mugshot's already been released. You've all seen that by now, I'm sure.
I've actually got the mugshot here. Let's take a look at that right now. Possibly the only mugshot you'll ever see with the Chihuahua.
You got the exclusive. I didn't see that one, Mick.
Who else is making the news over there?
Okay, I want to talk to you about Britney Spears, because she's always making headlines here, the world over, in fact.
Sure.
And I want to show you a picture, Mick. She's on vacation. This has only just hit the website.
Oh, Lord. Could you give me some warning before you do that again? I thought she had some underpants on, or that could have been frightening.
Oh, well, barely underpants. I actually was looking very closely at this shot, and I think she has a very dodgy tan. She looks like she has a bit of a muddy bum there.
I've actually got some footage of her latest spray tan here. Have a look at this. There it is. That's the undercoat going on there. And I'll be back. I'll be back to work that out later.
Can I just say that, speaking of tans, tanorexia is sweeping Los Angeles. Everyone is obsessed with spray tans. And I was talking to the guy that owns a place called Sunset Tan that actually does Britney Spears tan every week. And he was saying that tans are so popular that even dead people are getting them done at the moment. This sounds stupid, I know.
You've got to look your best.
Relatives...
You never know when someone's going to drag you around Weekend at Bernie's style, do you? You want to look good out there.
Alrighty, let's move on, I think.
Sure.
Britney Spears and Paris, I've mentioned them. I have to mention Lindsay, because she is always in the headlines. And you would have all seen the pictures of her with the knives, which is kind of strange, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's good to see she's eating again, though, isn't it?
Something you may not be aware of, though, Mick.
Yes.
This is a really dumb story, but it's Lindsay's pathetic attempt at suicide. This happened 2 weeks ago. Apparently, she tried to kill herself with a packet of Panadol.
Really? Like, how many did she take? Tell me what happened.
I have to explain the story. She was at a party and she was very upset. She locked herself in the bathroom and she was screaming and crying about how unhappy she was with her life, and she threatened to swallow a whole bottle of Advil, which is exactly like Panadol. It's the equivalent. And one of her friends had to remind her that, Lindsay, Advil isn't going to kill you. But, you know, once again, she's made the headlines here, which I'm sure is her intention.
Yeah, it didn't kill her, but boy, got rid of that cracking headache she had for a couple of days there. At least this isn't as tragic as their last suicide attempt. We've got some footage of that here. It's terrible stuff, young lady. Let's move along. I think you've got a story to take us out tonight, do you, Jackie?
Yes, I do. Are you a Star Wars fan, Mick?
No, I prefer to date women. I think it's either or, really.
The Star Wars convention was happening here in Los Angeles. Everybody, thousands of people from all over the world convened at the Los Angeles Convention Center, and of course they all dressed up because they love to get in costume. Yeah, I know, they are obsessed.
They are indeed, and I think we've got some footage of some of the cast are looking a little older. Check out Chewbacca. They're clearly going the comb over. I don't know.
Nice. I love the comb over.
Fantastic. Thank you for helping us out on the very first episode, Jackie, and doing a live cross from LA. It's great to have you on board. Do you know what you're doing next week?
No.
I like it a lot. Thank you very much. Please thank her, Jackie O. We're going to go to a break now. Before we do go to the break, can we just check in with Lavinia once more? I'm still not concerned. What's she up to now? Oh, hang on. That's stuff from the gift shop. Oh. No. Hey, Smith. What's going on with that woman? She is seriously out of control. We're going to go to the break. When we come back, Tiffany Cherry's going to talk sport. To the Nation, still to come up, Lisa McCune and Stephen Curry, but first let's talk sport and let's do it with Tiffany Cherry. Say hello to Tiffany Cherry. It's been a big week in sport. What do we need to know?
Well, the news not so good for our boy Leighton Hewitt.
Okay.
Unfortunately, his French Open campaign has gone to dust by the king of clay, Rafael Nadal. He's gone down in 3 sets, 6-3, 6-1. Gave it a fight in the third, 7-6. Now Nadal on track to meet Roger Federer in the final. Federer, of course, hasn't won a Grand Slam on clay.
Yeah, right. I just want to say, I don't care. When you lose on clay, I always say loser bags the court. And I don't care if it's the Masters, loser bags the court. Hewitt should be bagging the court.
Well, yeah.
They're just the rules. I'm a stickler for the rules.
Can you imagine Leighton Hewitt bagging the court?
No, I can't. And what about Emily Maresmo? What's happening there?
Well, she bowed out, unfortunately, in the third round, but just in...
Third round of the women's, but I think she's still in the men's.
No.
Is that right?
Now, moving right along, speaking of bad day at the office, well, you've got to look at this. This guy, Philip Wellman, he's a coach of the Minnesota Braves, which is in the minor league baseball. Not happy, Jan. Had a bad day at the office trying to... I hope he doesn't have bad coffee breath, but trying to get the point through to the ref. He can't hear him. So he goes over, he's back at kindergarten. He's making sandcastles, covering up the home base. Then he walks over to the third base, pulls that out, not happy. Now he's flying out for a run. Watch this, he picks up the chalk, throws a hand grenade, and the ref just stands there.
He's clearly lost it, hasn't he?
Clearly lost
We've
it.
all done that at the office, haven't we?
Now, you've got to feel sorry for the rookie goalkeeper for Australia, Brad Jones. Not the ex-racing car driver who's just retired, but this guy is 25. He's putting his hands up to be the #1 goalkeeper for Australia. Lets a regulation tape go straight through to the goal. So handing Uruguay an absolute gift there. They win 2-1.
You know what? I can't see that dogging him for the rest of his life.
No. Not at all.
They're pretty easy to forget, those soccer fans.
No, but
What the hell was that?
The coach, Graham Arnold, though, has said that it won't interfere with his chances for the Asian Cup coming up next month. So you've got to give him a second chance.
Yes, well.
Now, speaking of second chances, actually, I know you love horse racing.
I love horse racing.
Horse racing.
Sport of kings.
Leading trainer in Sydney, Gay Waterhouse. Well, she's under the pump at the moment. One of her horses, which is perfectly poised, has returned a positive swab for an anabolic steroid.
Oh.
So not good. And we know that she's been let off before. One of her horses was around a bit of cocaine, but found not to be associated with that. It was apparently, one of the trainers. So she's okay, but now she is heading over to Ascot, Royal Ascot.
Fantastic. I
this
might
weekend.
do the same.
You've already been there?
I've been to Ascot once.
I don't think they'd let you in, Mick.
Why?
Well, you've got to wear the top hat, tails.
Oh, look, you've got to bring this event up again. This happened once. Look, it was late in the day. It was... Look, it clearly...
There you are. What happened to your budgie smugglers?
Look, well, what would you do if you just won the quaddie?
Did you meet the Queen after that?
I did meet the Queen. That track was later downgraded to dead.
Yes. Those were your Royal Ascot escapades. Now,
I'm sure I'll be allowed back on course.
Now, last but not least, you've got to try this, but don't try it at home, although I'd love to jump out of a plane and try this. This is apparently the closest thing to flying. There's a new...
Wow.
This is called wingsuit flying. This is in France, and this new suit...
That's actually how I came to work this morning. Like that.
Now, that would be sensational. I've always wanted to fly.
Do you know who'd be good at that? My grandmother. And she wouldn't need the suit either. So you could just give it the old... Well, she won a Birdman rally once without any wings.
Can't say that.
Looks like a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us. We're running out of time, so I've got to cut it short. Please thank Tiffany Cherry for helping us out with a little bit of sport. We'll be back to bring this baby home with Lisa McKeown after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Nation. We're just about out of time, so we're going to boot this baby home right here. You know, during the week, Stephen Curry came up to me. I said, I'd like to be involved in the program. What do you want to do? He said, I'd really like to do a celebrity interview with a proper celebrity. I'd like to go out and be like your showbiz reporter. Crazy idea. I thought I'd let him give it a go. Here is Stephen Curry talking with Lisa McKeown.
Hi, I'm Stephen Curry. Tonight we've got a real treat in store for you. She's one of Australia's favourite stars. She's just finished shooting on the big-budget Australian series Sea Patrol. Please welcome Lisa McKeown.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Lisa. And now you're also doing a Sydney Theatre Company production.
Yes, this is the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee for Sydney Theatre Company, which starts mid-June.
Right, what's it about?
In the States, these kids have the spelling bees, big words, long words. They have to get them in round after round, and it's kind of a bit of fun. We drag people out of the audience and have a good time.
Great, sounds fantastic. Can't wait for my freebies. Now, tell us a little bit about Sea Patrol.
I can't really say a huge amount because, you know, keep these things under wraps and all until they go to air.
So what are you doing here then?
Oh, I had to come.
I did too, so let's just get along.
Sure.
Good. Now, Sea Patrol cost $15 million to make. Now, that would make it probably the most expensive Australian series of all time.
It would be getting up there, yeah.
And this is a bit of a departure for you, isn't it?
Sorry, I don't quite understand the question.
Sorry, just the idea of you working on something good.
I'm sorry?
Just saying cabaret. What the hell was that? Don't get defensive.
No.
I'm just saying it was pretty shit. Whatever.
Can we get back to the topic? It's just there are certain things you like to put behind you. Move forward.
Understandable. I would too. Now, Marshall Hill, you played Ros Marshall. Now, she was, shall we say, a little easy.
A bit.
Yeah. Was that based on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
Who told you that?
Russell Crowe.
You know Russell Crowe?
I know him very well. Had a piss at the Logies once and things just kind of blossomed from there. So I may be the godfather of his next child.
So you're just going to sit here and keep dropping famous people's names, or are we going to
You
get on
sound
with
like
this?
Clooney when you say that.
What, George Clooney?
George Clooney, yeah, funny bastard, but you probably have to know him to know that.
Probably.
Oh, actually, something else I wanted to ask you. When I do big budget movies...
Sorry.
What?
When have you ever done a big budget movie, Steve?
Oh, I should clarify. The Castle. Bang.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly big budget though, was it, Steve?
Nick, what do you...
Well, it wasn't. I mean, I've got the comparisons here.
Don't read the...
Sea Patrol, 15 million. Well done, by the way. The Castle, $37.50.
Went to number 3 in Germany.
Yeah. How long ago was that, Steve?
Nick!
I think it was 96, actually, you shot that,
96.
wasn't it?
Chime in.
And you haven't exactly gone from strength to strength since then, have you? Numbnuts.
Oh, little mature, you big bum face. I'll have you know that I've done some astonishing gear since then.
Like what? Like the Nugget? It was okay. He just wasn't.
Oh, are we in a laughing mood? That was with Eric Banner, who's massive in Hollywood now, and he knows me by name, knows my nickname, calls me Cuz, calls me all the time. Says, Cuz, how you going? And his name used to be Banadinovich. How do I know that? We discussed it over cold brewskis at his gaff, so, pipe, smoky.
Yeah. But seriously, what have you done since then?
This is not about me.
So nothing.
Press, keep pressing. I'll give you the answers. I'm waiting on a couple of big gigs at the moment. I can't say too much at the moment, which you would know all about, wouldn't you, Sea Patrol?
Yeah. What are your recent auditions here, Stevie?
But the Spielberg...
No, I don't think it's the Spielberg one. Let's take a look.
Yeah, OK, welcome back, little dudes and little dudettes. Did you love that cartoon? It's radical, wasn't it? Stick around, because after the break...
Lose the hands.
Yeah, no, stick around, because after the break, we've got heaps more shit for you little shits to watch, man.
Next.
No, listen, I'm really nervous, man, and I get sweaty and I swear when
Next.
I... Yeah, no.
Oh, that was really moving.
Yeah, what are you doing after this, Lisa?
I'm going to catch up with some of my famous friends.
Okay.
Anyone I know?
No.
Yeah. Let's get cracking. Oh, by the way, Lisa, how many logies have you in?
10.
10. Stevie?
I got invited once. Oh, I did supermarket ads. Whatever.
Yes, didn't quite work out. Make you welcome, it's Stephen Curry. Stephen, get out here. Get on there. I've got to ask you, are you happy with the way that went?
Not happy at all, actually. I was quite honoured when you asked me to be a guest.
Thank you for coming on. We do appreciate it.
I could use the work, let's be honest, and Mum's bail application is not going to pay for itself. But I just think you might have got me on here to take the piss out of me.
Well, I don't know how you could come to that
I got
conclusion.
a plate thrown at my head, right? I got fired. I just made a complete dick of myself in front of Lisa McCune. Where does it end?
It's all part of the fun. Wait till we get you backstage, pal. Some fun. We do appreciate you coming in.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you.
It'll be a lot of fun. What's next for you? You're overseas. You've got a couple of big films coming out. What's happening with Rogue?
Well, Rogue,
the Croc movie.
Yes. Crocodile film comes out in August, I believe.
Wow.
And we just all run around pretending to be chased by a crocodile. Should be pretty believable.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I do that after a big night once a week.
Oh,
I do. That happens to me. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks, mate.
We do appreciate it. Before you go, do you want to see can we see what Lavinia Nixon's up to? I'm very worried about her.
It's quite disturbing.
This is shaving. Her hair, that is terrible. Someone go in and put a stop to that straight away. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the big show tonight. Thank you to Peter Garrett, Lisa McCune, and, of course, Stephen Curry. Thank them all for coming on. If you'd like to come along and be in the studio audience as we punch out some of our gear here on The Nation, go to the online address. It's appearing on your screen now. Thank you to all the cast. Come on out. Thank you for helping us out for our very first episode. Hopefully we'll be back same time, same place next week. Cheers!
You know who else is sexy? That Mick Maloney. Yeah, he's hot. He's got one of those butts that you just want to slap and you just want to see how it wiggles.